find these fast in Escape from Tarkov. If you're struggling to get a military tank battery, then keep watching. So starting out, according to the Tarkov wiki, there are several different ways that we can either get or loot a tank battery. So let's quickly cover those ways. Then we'll jump into 2 detailed map guides for both Lighthouse and Reserve. Make sure to check your daily tasks and your weekly task. The rewards for completing these can be a wide variety, but they can include a military battery. Completing the quest Huntsman's Path Big Game will also net you a military battery. In this quest, what you have to do is go to streets, kill Kaban and all of his guards. There are 4 different lootable containers that are available on all of the maps in Tarkov. So if you're looking for a military battery, it definitely doesn't hurt to check dead scavs, ground caches, sport bags, and any technical supply crates. If you loot a red flare, make sure to use it as it can drop a technical supply crate, which like we just talked about, can have a military tank battery. If you've progressed through Tarkov and you've got your hideout fairly well updated, you can run moonshines in your scav case, and your scavs will actually have a chance to bring you a military tank battery. So if you're still struggling to get that military battery, let's go over the 2 best maps to find them on, Lighthouse and Reserve. For these locations, I'm only showing you where the tank batteries can spawn at. But do not forget to check your sport bags, dead scavs, ground caches, and any technical supply crates along the way. So let's get started with Lighthouse. So before we get going, I want to let you guys know exactly where I'm at. So if you look through the trees, right there is the Lighthouse. If we look behind us down this road, that is going to be our Southern Road Landslide extract. And then right here beside us is going to be the side tunnel extract. So the first place that you're going to want to check for a military battery is going to be at the helicopter crash site. So how you can find that is, since right there is the side tunnel, you can look right up and you can see that black smoke. That's exactly where the helicopter's at. So when you get up here, what you want to do is run over to this helicopter, and there is a technical spawn that is between the tail and the main cab of the helicopter right here on the ground. So there could be a military tank battery right here. So from the helicopter, what I want us to do, turn around, and we're going to head up this hill until we get to the road. We're going to take the road and we're going to follow it all the way to the brown chalet. So as you come to the brown chalet here, what I want you to do is go inside the garage, and right here beside this vehicle, you should find a military battery. Make sure to check into the floors beside it because it can spawn and fall off, but right here in this area could be a military battery. The next spawn I want you to go and look for is actually at the tennis courts behind the house. So what we can do is we can just kind of go through here real quick, go downstairs, and where we're going to go is right down these stairs and then onto this tennis court. So as you come onto the tennis court, stay on the left side, and right here on this pallet, if there's a tank battery, it will spawn on this right side. So from here, the next location that we're going to want to check is over at the Blue Chalet. To get to that location, head back up to where we first came in at, all the way to the far right of the house, take the door, and follow this path here all the way down to the Blue Chalet. So as you come up to the Blue Chalet, where we're going to want to go to is upstairs on the 2nd floor inside this bathroom right here. So inside this bathroom, there is a military tank battery spawn right here in front of this window. So now from here, we're going to head straight over to the water treatment facility, and there are several spawns all inside that location. So inside the water treatment facility, the easiest way to figure out your sense of direction is knowing the names of the buildings. So the best way to know it is that on the outside, you should see a number. So that's building 3, over there is going to be building 2, and then right there is going to be building 1. So we're on the building 3 side. So what we're going to do now is we are going to run over here, and we are going to check at this helicopter for the first spawn for the tank battery. Try to stay out of the grassy areas over here as well because there are bombs. So again, right here is going to be the first bomb we're going to look for. Right there's building 3, right there's building 2, and then right here is our helicopter. The way you get inside is you run over here, go down these steps, and then right on this pallet can be a tank battery. Now from here, what we're going to do is we are going to turn around, run back, and we are going to run over to building 3, and we're going to check inside of that building. We can run across the road here, and what we're going to do is we are going to go right inside building 3, and there can be a spawn right here in the middle. What you want to do is run around the side. You can go up these steps here, and right here on top of this box can be a military tank battery that you can check for. So once you check on top of that mezzanine, turn around, run back out, we are going to head over to building 2. So as you're coming into building 2 here, the area that we're going to want to check is going to be right really in the middle of this building, and it's going to be on top of some boxes right here in front of this red cage, and right here a military tank battery can spawn. Okay, so from there, what we're going to want to do is we are going to head up and we're going to go into the train yard. So once we get inside the train yard, what I want us to do is we're going to follow the concrete wall all the way down till we get to the white box truck. So when you get down to the white box truck, what I want you to do is you can walk around this area and check to see if one has spawned out here. But ideally, the really good spawns for them are inside the building on these shelves. Make sure to look over all of these sort of shelves that have like an open part to them. They can all have really good technical spawns, including a military battery. So another spawn that people don't know about is in the back side of the train yard. What you can do is you can run over here, go up on this wood here, climb on this platform. And what I want you to do is check inside all of these containers here, as there can be a military battery spawn inside of these as well on the floor. So from there, you can continue to loot around this camp, check all of these open pallets, all these open spawns. After you've kind of cleared this entire area, what we're going to do is we are going to head over to building 1. So now as you approach building 1, what I want us to do is we're going to come inside here, run all the way down. And right here on these boxes, I believe it's this one, a military tank battery can spawn. So once you've checked all of those, head back out, go into the camp. What I want us to check now is a couple of more spots. Any of these sort of crates here, you should always check these. Obviously, a tank battery is huge, so you'll see it a lot easier, but any smaller loot you can miss. So now, turn around, run. We're going to go down to this little tent here. Inside this tent can be a military tank battery spawn right here on this pallet, right there. The next location can be right down here. There's a bunch of technical spawns right through here as well. But really, anytime you see these sort of vehicles, there can always be tank battery spawns. So make sure to give this a check. Look right here. Look all the way through this area as well, on top of these containers. Come all the way down. Look on these pallets here. Check your crates. So another place that you can look that's inside water treatment that's usually not looted is going to be kind of over here towards the front side of the water treatment facility. So where this area is going to be beside the area with the helicopter. So as you can see, there's building 3, right there's the helicopter. We came in right there in that entrance. So right here inside this pit is where we want to go. Run inside here, and right here in the back can be a military tank battery spawn as well. Can spawn right here on these boxes. Always check these pallets here, these empty pallets. Pallets are notorious for having tank battery spawns just because the tank battery is just so large. Just makes sense to have a pallet here for them. As for tank battery spawns on Lighthouse, this covers a lot of the spawns that you might not be aware of. So if you come to Lighthouse on either your PMC or your player scav, make sure that you're hitting duffel bags, dead scavs, ground caches, and any technical supply crates along the way. Those sort of loot boxes will only increase your odds of finding your military tank battery. So if you're looking for a different map other than Lighthouse to look for tank batteries, you should absolutely consider Reserve. Reserve has a ton of different military tank battery spawns. The only downside is that some of those areas require a key. With that said, the keys aren't that expensive, and they're not necessarily required. It's just going to better your odds of finding one. So on Reserve, what we're going to do is we'll get started right here, and this is going to be the tank room, or RBST. Go up, you can unlock this door. When you go inside, there could be military batteries spawned on these pallets. You can also find OFZ shells as well. So walk around this room, check on top of everything, open up all of your boxes, check on tops of your pallets. And then once it's done, you can head right back out of RBST and head straight down to White Knight. Inside White Knight, there are several spawns. You can check out here in this main maintenance area, check on tops of these tables, around these tanks. And then there are 2 locked rooms. The first locked room is going to be RB EMP13. So when you come in here, make sure you look around on the floors, tops of these tables. Don't see anything in here, no military battery. Next room, we're going to go upstairs. Head out into the roof. We're going to drop down here to get to this second floor. And this right here is going to be RB MP22. Go ahead and open this room up. Go ahead and go inside. So give this room a good look over. Check for your tank battery. Thankfully, they're huge, so you won't miss them. But once you checked everything, you can head back out. You can just hop out these windows, go down to the bottom floor. We're going to run across this area, and we're going to go into Black Knight. So when you come into Black Knight, make sure to check around in this main area, around these vehicles, just to make sure there's no tank battery that's just laying out here. So inside Black Knight, we also have a couple of rooms that we need to unlock. The first one here is going to be RB MP12. Tank battery can be on these tables, in the floor. Just give it a good look over. From there, you can just go right upstairs, turn down this hallway and go to this room right here. This is RB-MP21. Go ahead and open this room. Go ahead and go inside. Check on top of these tables. Check on the desks. Over here on these tables and the floor. And there is also a military battery spawn right here on the floor as well. Once that's done, what we're going to do now is we're going to head over to White King. So as you head into White King, what I want you to do is we are going to head to the basement. Head on over here, open this metal gate, and right down here in the basement, you're going to find the next locked room. This is RBGN. And when you open it up, right here in the floor can be a military battery. So from here, we're going to head towards the back of the map, right around the K buildings. So as you get to the K buildings, what we're going to do now is there are these underground bunkers. What I want us to do is you can go down either side. There's a ramp here that takes you down. Then all the way down there, there's another ramp. But whatever one you go down, doesn't matter. Go down here, around this corner. On these shelves here, just like at the train yard on Lighthouse, these shelves here can also have tank batteries, so make sure to check these open spots of these shelves. Right there can be one, right there can be one. Yeah, all these shelves here you're definitely going to want to clear. I usually like to run all the way down and check them first, just because if there is a tank battery that is in here, I'm probably going to be too heavy once I pick it up, and there's no point having looted all of these locked cages where I'm just going to have to throw all that stuff down anyway. But yeah, all of these shelves here, really, really good. And then this shelf here in particular, I have found several tank batteries right there. So down here in the underground, there are 4 locked cages. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The 4 keys that you need are RBPSP1, RBPSP2, and RBPSV1 and RBPSV2. So here in this northwest corner, this is going to be PSP1. You can open this up. I have found several tank batteries in here as well. This is actually the one place that I'll come and usually always hit is going to be this particular cage because it has the most technical supply crates in it. But all 4 of these keys are really great to hit. Realistically, if you wanted to save yourself some time, you could just buy these 4 keys and run this continuously until you get your tank batteries. Not only are you going to get a tank battery, but you're going to get a ton of provisions, medical loot, and other barter items. These 4 keys are probably going to cost you around 75 to 100 grand for all 4 keys, but you'll easily make your money back in one raid. The one thing that I did want to mention, there are several of these broken down tanks on reserve. Make sure to check behind them and around them as they can spawn tank batteries and OFC shells. There's another really good spawn right up here. So right here, there can be a tank battery spawn. So where we're at is we're on the far eastern side of the map. Up there is your dome. Right there is Black Bishop, and right there is Black Pawn. So right here on the ground can be a tank battery. Inside of each one of these bunkers, there can be tank batteries that spawn in there. And then right over in the middle is another tank right there. There can be tank batteries that spawn in front of it and OFC shells that spawn on top of it. So here on the east side and the west side is somewhat identical. Make sure to check inside these bunkers, check in front, behind, and beside all of the broken down tanks throughout Reserve and all of the other locations that we talked about. So between Lighthouse and Reserve, you shouldn't have any problems finding your tank batteries. I'll see you in raid. Love y'all.